Do you want to learn how to carry games and how to 1v9 and completely gap the enemy jungle? Then you have found the right video. I've been 13 years challenger, however this Graves here abused the Narnia strategy against me and I was 6 levels down and I couldn't play the game. And even though I have so much experience, I still couldn't do anything about it. Man, I'm getting so hard Narnia by this guy. I can't take my own camps. I'm actually 4 levels down and I have no camps to take. Let me farm! Let me farm! Ah, look at this guy right in Narnia. So, if you want to learn what to do and how to do it, continue watching. Now you might be wondering, what the hell is the Narnia strategy? You're basically timing the enemy camps and you're always gonna look to reinvade that. So look at this right here. Imagine now I'm taking his bot side camps. What you want to be doing is you want to clear your top side camps, and then depending on how much time you have, you might be able to take your bot side camps, but if you don't have time, you're gonna instantly go to his bot side camps. And what's gonna happen now is that because you took your top side camps and invaded his bot side camps, he should never be able to get your bot side camps because you're invading him, which now allows him to only take 1 quadrant and you take 2. And especially if you have a winning 1v1 matchup and 1 lane priority, you can basically look to invade him and always take 3 or 2 quadrants, and it allows your laners to play aggressive. You will get a huge advantage by this, and you will make sure that the enemy jungle cannot play, and if the laners are playing aggressive, you can potentially kill them too whenever they overextend. So why is the Narnia strategy so good? It is because your teammates are fucking monkeys. Even if you ping them play safe, even if they sometimes see the enemy jungler, they still die. What does a Narnia strategy do? So look at this line right here. This is your base and this is your jungle. I call this Africa. So very often if you're in Africa and you're not entering Narnia, if your laners are overextending and they push, they die. But now, if you apply the Narnia strategy and you go towards the enemy jungle and invade him and sit there, you will be able to find the enemy jungler, and even if your laners play aggressive, you will be able now to instantly gank from behind and kill them if they take a good trade. Or if enemy jungle goes for a play in top or mid, and let's say you're invading bot side, now you can maybe look for a dive if they take a good trade. If enemy is overextending, you can gank from behind. You have so many options right now. And because you're in the enemy jungle, if let's say enemy jungle is there, you will find him. And now, well, guess what? Your laners cannot die. So every single time if you're winning, this is gonna guarantee your laners to not be able to die. And if enemy jungle decides to fight you and you have lane priority, you will not only kill him, you'll take his camp as well. And this way, you will slowly but surely win the game, allowing the enemy team to have no chance of coming back. So now you might wonder, when to actually do it? When should I do the Narnia strategy and what conditions do you need? First things first, number 1, you need a winning 1v1 matchup. So let's say if by nature your matchup is not winning 1v1, but let's say you get a lead, you got some kills and you're actually fed, you can still do the Narnia strategy. Because sometimes if you randomly get some kills and you're strong, you can apply this strategy every single time. So that's the first condition. I really hope you enjoyed the video so far, and I just want to let you know that if you're serious about climbing and want to learn what are the most important jungle fundamentals to climb, I've made a course that helps people climb out of their elos and explaining you everything you need to know about your role to climb. It's basically 13 years of knowledge in these videos that will help you step by step on what to do. Second, you need at least 1 pushing lane. So when I say 1 pushing lane, even if that lane by nature doesn't push, if you have tempo or you're just ahead, you can literally clear their wards. You can just walk by, and I don't mean like don't show on the wave, just literally just clear the wards, stand around, and usually if they play aggressive, you can kill them. If they don't, you can now have your bot lane push the wave and you can now walk together to the enemy jungle. So this is very important to understand because you don't want to invade if your laners are getting pushed in. But you can still cheat and just simply clear the wards and they can move with you. Number 3, you need your laners on the map. If your laners are not on the map, and let's say they are in base or they want a base, it's not good. If your laners came from base, don't have the base, that is the perfect timing for your laners to stay around, push the wave and move with you, and then you're together in enemy jungle and you can fuck them up. Number 4, you need a good base timer. If you have a good base timer, you will increase your chances of winning the skirmish. That's why I would highly recommend to be able to know when to base, and that will help you so much. That will allow you to basically punish the enemy jungle in the skirmishes. Since we talked about when to do it, I'll be just making sure to explain you when to not do it. So, number 1, if you lose your 1v1 matchup. Because if you lose, and well, you find the enemy jungler and you get pushed out, that is not good. So in general, you won't have like a small lead or by nature having a good matchup, which allows you to do this. Number 2, no lane priority. So the mistake that you might make sometimes is like you go in without any lane push. That's because either you haven't pinged your laners to push and move, or they just simply don't have the push. So try to make sure that at least that a laner has the push, or you clear the wards and then allow them to move. Otherwise, it's gonna be not so good. Number 3, if laners are not on the map. If your laner needs to base, or if your laner is literally in base, don't do it. Sometimes you might encounter some situations where you really want to invade and you're really strong, but if your laners need to base or are in base, just don't do it. Just wait for the next opportunity. And last but not least, number 4, when you have a lot of gold. Imagine you have so much gold, just spend your base. If you don't base with a lot of gold, you decrease your chances of winning the skirmish. So usually I would recommend, if you have a lot of gold, to not do it and make sure you get a good base timer. General rules. So with the Narnia strategy, there are certain things that you need to keep in mind as well, such as, let's say you have 3 camps up, but the enemy team has only 1 camp. You should almost always take your own 3 camps and don't invade, because in the end, 3 camps is more valuable than 1 camp of the enemy team. So if they have 2 camps to take and you have 3 camps, that is fine. As long as you make sure you take the quadrant on the other side so he can take it, you should definitely invade him. Besides the 3 camps or 1 camp, I don't like to do objectives if I do the Narnia strategy, because if I do objectives, it is very difficult to maintain good base timers and taking your camps and then invading. So I will only do the objective if I get outskilled, or if the groups are insane value and you're winning lanes. That's the only time I'll be doing the objectives. Otherwise, I'll just perma do the Narnia strategy and make sure enemy jungle does not breed. And ideally, you want to do the Narnia strategy on the side of your win condition. Steps. Here I'll be explaining you literally step by step on what you have to do, and after the steps I'll be showing you examples of the Narnia level 1 strategy and level 2 and how I am executing it. But this is the first step. Learn how to time camps. The moment you take the enemy camp, it takes 2 minutes and 15 seconds to respawn. So you should time the camp and always be there as it spawns. Step 2. Identify how many camps you need to take and base accordingly for good items before the invade. Step number 3. Try to take as many camps as you can and start invading, but make sure you clear always the opposite side to not give him a cross map. Step number 4. Pings. So did you ever have laners where you ping and they don't listen? This is probably the reason why, which is that you're not actually pinging them in their face and then pinging them the reason. So when I say ping them in their face, it gets their attention. The moment you get their attention, you can now ping them the reason. So let's say you want to do Drake or you want to invade, then you should ping on the way to enemy jungle. But always ping them in their face first to push, it gets their attention, and then ping them the reason, which is, let's say, the enemy jungle. Step 5. Now you start make the enemy jungle's life miserable. But remember, if your teammates are still trolling anyway, even if you ping perfectly, you have to adapt. If you die, that is your fault. Whether your laner should come or not, it doesn't matter. It's survival of the fittest. Narnia examples. Now it's time to show you guys the actual Narnia examples. Here, apply the 5-second rule. If you don't know what the 5-second rule is, I have a video that I made previously about what it is. If you can combine the 5-second rule plus the Narnia strategy, it's so unplayable for the enemy team. And the video will be here up or there, wherever it is. You can basically watch it if you don't know what the 5-second rule is. But here, basically, I'm applying the 5-second rule. In this case, he started bot side, so I didn't actually do it. But now, I take his Gromp here, okay? So here's a key thing as well. I didn't smite this. If you don't have to smite this, don't smite it. Always try to save it. But right now, boom. Now I do the Narnia strategy. I'm actually timing his camp, and his camp spawns in 2 minutes and 15 seconds. Which means that it's going to spawn at 4:30, okay? So as you can see here, because I did the 5-second rule, and I now take his wolves as well, and I still have smite. After I take his wolves here, I don't smite this. I keep my smite. I walk in between towers. And now it's level 3 against level 2, okay? So now my goal is to just chunk him, because my goal is to like just make sure he's low. So I take his red buff and golem. So you see I'm chunking him here, not hitting the camp. Now I smite it, and now basically I just do his golems here. I don't do his red buff because doing golem is better, because if he tries to fight me here, well, I'm ready to fight. And if he doesn't fight me here, then, you know, I take it. So here, I killed Mundo as well. I take his golems here, and after I take his golems here, I take his red buff here, okay? And you can see here, his CS is currently 4. He has 4 CS against 22. So I want you to think about what I'll do next to succeed the Narnia strategy. Please pause the video right now and start thinking what would you do right now, okay? If you haven't paused the video, you should pause it right now. Pause it. Okay, so basically right now, what do? Every single camp of mine is up. But think from Volibear's perspective. He might think I'm going to my top side. So it's very difficult for him to go to my top side. And right now, because I know his camps are spawning 430, I'm actually looking to invade him here. And a very big tip, walking from base to enemy camps usually takes 35 seconds without boots. I don't have boots at the moment, okay? But you can see here, I know his Gromp is spawning very soon, right now. You can see I skipped literally every single camp, and now I'm going for invade. Before the invade, I see I have no ball in push. So what do? I just queue them a bit, I play slow. But you see here how I ping my ball lane to push and move? I think I did. I'm not sure if I did or not, but I hope I did. Please, did I? Okay, I didn't do it. I didn't ping my ball lane in his face to push and then ping the invade. So I didn't get his attention. I just told him the reason. So my ball lane right now is freezing. And just saying, you have to learn how to adapt. Sometimes your laners will not come. So I've recognized here my Corki is not coming. So what am I doing here? I'm playing slow. So as long as I don't die here, their laners are losing farm. So if the laners really want to stop me, it's okay. You just don't invade. But right now, of course, my Yone is here. And we can fight this. So right now I'm killing the Tahm Kench here. And after I kill Tahm Kench here, I want this fat Gromp. And you can see here, I'm yoinking it. Boom. What do I do right now? I time his camp 2 minutes and 15 seconds. So his camp is spawning at like 7 minutes and 30 seconds. But just in general, if you are fighting whatever, you can even just, write F in the chat just to make sure of the timer. So, of course, after this Wolf fiasco, I tried to do his Wolves here. But Tahm Kench came back from base and, he tried to make sure I didn't get it. So right now, I'm literally 31 CS against 4 CS at minute 6. In a challenger game, by the way. It's not low elo. I could omega make fun of people low elo, but I'm doing this in a challenger game, okay? So right now, I would say that I'm quite far ahead. So what will I do right now? Okay, it's 8 CS, sure. I could now basically time his camps, and I could clear my top side camps, go back into his bot side camps. And I would not do objectives, because that would not allow me to take my top side and bot side and his bot side. So I would be able to take 3 quadrants. So this is the first example. Second example. So basically I'm playing Kindred here. I am basically joining his camps here. So once again, I'm timing. You see the chat? I write 15:20. Because I know, well, 2 minutes, 15 seconds. So just to show you, after I take his camps here, because look at my gold, I have a lot of gold here, I'm instantly going to base and clear all my camps here to make sure that he can't take it. Then I'll try to take as many camps as I can take here, and then I'll look to go in here. So usually, if you take his camps, you most of the times have time to take legit everything here, okay? So let's see what I do. I walk from base, I do my camps here, and now I clear my top side camps. And remember, 15:20. Now it's like 14:30. I still have like 50 seconds. I could easily do my golems here and then invade him here, but I see a shit show in the mid lane, so I'm just hovering there, seeing if I can do something. Now Viego is like, I have nothing to do. Let me start the Herald. I kind of just push him out here. And after push him out here, well, guess what? His camps are now spawning in like 30 seconds, right? And now because I push him out, I am now taking his camps here. So look here. I now take his camps perfectly on time, and he only took 1 quadrant. I took 3 quadrants. And basically, I'm timing his camp again. So now it will be like spawn on 1640. But now the FF'd. But basically, I'll do the exact same thing. We just take his top side camps, base, clear bot to top. And ideally, you want to do this on a win condition side. Example 3. So right now I'm playing Elise. I know his raptors are spawning, so I'll invade him, okay? So you see what I'm doing? I'm doing this. 1, I get his attention. 2, I ping him the reason. You see? But if you only ping on the way here and you don't get your laner's attention, especially if they're laning, they usually won't push and come. So right now I'm playing to invade. Enemy jungle already got Omega Narnia before this. So now I'm taking my camps here. And sorry, I'm just playing slow, sorry. And I killed him here. And after we killed him here, I will not take his camps. But just pay attention to one thing here. I'm not taking my own camps. I'm just literally invading the enemy jungle. Usually I would take my top side camps, but I knew he was going to the bot side, so he wouldn't take this. So look right now. I take his camps. No camps are spawning here, which means that he took it because there's a fight here happening, right? So look, I'm pretty sure his camps are spawning, but because I was like fighting here prolonged, he took his camps, okay? So because his camps are gone, I'm now gonna take this as soon as possible. And I know this camp should be spawned around like 16-ish, okay? Like 16. So I'm gonna take as much as I can off top side, I believe, and then go to his bot side. So now I'm taking his camp here. So I just took his Gromp. I time it around 17 something. I see his Raptor spawning. I'm gonna just ignore all my camps. I take his Raptors right here. And because I'm a Narnia, okay, this is the biggest benefit. If let's say Oriana's overextending, let's say Kai'Sa's like getting chunked, I kill them. If anyone overextends, I'm there instantly to the play and kill people. Sun face checks, boom, dead. Now, after I take his camps here, right? Look, because I'm in Narnia, if their ball lane is like, let's say, diveable, because I'm so deep, I'm always ready at the right time. So you can see here, I'm literally bot side. Sadly, I didn't get assist. But you see what I mean, right? So as we kill them, once again here, okay, I take the Drake really quick. And I knew that his top side camps are spawning. So instead of going to my top side camps, you can see here, I'm instantly rushing to Narnia. So now I've crossed this line, right? So now if let's say my laners are playing aggressive, I can instantly follow from here. Very often, if people don't do the Narnia strategy, they'll be here. And laners are here. So it's fine if you don't do the Narnia strategy, but the moment you're here and you see your laners here, ping everyone to play safe. But because of the Narnia strategy, I'm now in Narnia in the same line as my laners, as you can see. So now if I find enemy jungle, he dies. If he's not here and there's a mid lane fight, I can join it. But you can see here, now my laners are actually allowed to play this aggressive because I'm here. And think about it. He can never invade my top side camps. He can only invade my bot side camps. But if I take his top side here, I don't mind. Because in the end, if he's going to my bot side camps, I'll just dive this guy, right? Taking literally everything I can here. Taking the tower, and it's hard for him to play. And I'll show you like another example. Alright, so this is the last example. Basically, right here, I'm invading here, okay? And as I'm invading here, you see how I'm like pinging on the way? Here's the thing, because I don't have lane priority at the moment, I'm just going through the river, trying to secure lane priority. If they overextend, I'll chunk them. And the moment I chunk them, hopefully my laner is going to push. So I hope I'm going to ping my laner to push, and I'm going to invade. So I get their attention, I ping them in reason. So I'm pinging on the way right now. So I do get their attention, and I do ping them in reason. But you can see I'm like even waiting a little bit for my laners to move. And now I'm invading him here. So we see Nidalee here, my laners have priority. You can see here, in general, I try to always not use my smite if I don't have to. Because maybe I can bait them in and kill them. And now because I'm in Narnia and my laners have priority here, this Kled didn't keep that in mind. And now they die. And now there's wolves. And I think I might take some extra camps here. Okay, I didn't take his bot side camps here. I just took his top side camps because there's a mark here. But basically, I'm trying to ping my laners in their face before I invade here. So of course here, look at this, okay? This is more a little bit more advanced, but look at when I took his chickens, okay? Right now I took his chickens. So now this is the moment I do the Narnia strategy. I timed the camp here. It's 8 minutes, okay? So if you look at my gold as well, I'm taking my camps here, and as my full clear, I have 1.5k gold. So even though his bot side camp is spawning, I'm not going for it. I'm just gonna let him have his camps, but I'm taking everything of this, and I'm taking this. So in the end, I'm taking 3 quadrants, and he's taking 1. So you can see right here, I'm basing here. Oh, wait. I mean, okay, the FF as well. Dude, I swear to God, people are getting so tilted if I invade, but here, I was actually gonna invade his camps here. This is gonna spawn around 8 minutes. What would he do here? He can't do anything. I would just ping my Cassiopeia here to push, go on the way, and very often you'll find enemy general just pathing topside, and you find him and kill him. And the thing is that usually, okay, even I don't do this, okay? The moment I take his raptors here, do you think enemy Nidalee is timing his raptors? He is not doing that. So because he's not doing that and you're doing that and you're exactly on the moment, he won't even be in position to be there. Sadly, we couldn't see how it was going to end up, but I can promise you that I was going to kill him. And that was actually in the Master Plus lobby. Narnia V2. What I just showed you guys, that was Narnia version 1. As I played it more, I was thinking, how can I actually optimize it and still fuck the enemy even though I haven't taken the camp myself? And I came to the conclusion, even if you don't take the camp, if you know ish if they showed and when you take it, you can still time it in your head. So I mean, in this case, I'm playing Kindred, so it's a bit easier. The mark disappeared here. So that means that the camp has been gone for 30 seconds. And because the camp has been gone for 30 seconds, it's gonna spawn in 1 minute 45. So around 10 minute-ish, his camps will be respawning. So as I know his camps will respawn around minute 10, I plan to full clear my bot side camp, all my camps, and then I plan to basically look to invade that. And his blue buff is spawning too. So as you can see right now, okay, there's a fiesta here, there's a fight. So I was fighting the Viego here. But remember, I timed his camp, so around 10 minutes, okay? After this fight here, let's see what happens. I died here because, well, they got me here. So because I know his camps are spawning at 10 minutes-ish, okay? And knowing that I have full control here bot side, I know he can take this, considering I have really good vision, right? If he, let's say he decides to go there, I can always run from here and defend this, if I want to. But now, because I timed his camp, I'm walking from base to the enemy jungle, because I know around 10 minutes, his camps were gonna spawn. Now I see Viego ganking top lane, so now what do? I just take his camps here, Viego dies here, and I take his Gromp, I try to take his Wolves, I take his Wolves as well, and now I time it, look, 12:40. So now because I have his timer, once again, and because I'm in Narnia, okay, I'm now able to actually dive their mid lane from behind and kill him. Whereas if you don't do the Narnia strategy, I would maybe be here and I wouldn't actually be here and kill him here. What do I do next? I try to fish for his bossy camps here. I take his Raptors. This is 1320-ish, 1330. So I even take the Drake here. And because his camps are spawning 12:40, okay, there's a fight here. Right now, okay, I see Viego topside, so I'm trying to push him off. But I do always keep in mind if I can take his camps or not here. So now there's a fight, and even though I have like 1.4k gold, I knew I was just so much stronger than Viego. So even without a base, I could still beat him up, right? And now, it's 12:40 soon, look, in 10 seconds, what will I do? Because I know exactly the timer in my head, I'm not taking my own camps here. I'm just going straight to the enemy camps. I will now take his Gromp, and I take the Wolves. Now, I'll time it again, 15:30, and I just literally base, clear bolt the top. And this is something I already explained previously, but now I push him out, I kill them, I literally take his camps again, and now the FF. So you can see here, even though I didn't take his camp, I can still time it. I'll show you one more example. So here, once again, I'm playing Kindred because I'm doing an unranked to Chandra on Kindred only. So I have a lot of Kindred clips. But basically here, I believe I see enemy cards walk by soon. I'm pretty sure I see cards. So even though there's a mark, it actually doesn't matter because I have confirmation. Him walking towards the bot side. Right here, yeah. So right here, you see cards moving bot side, right? So now I already know, okay, it's going to spawn around 10:30-ish, okay? So you see, 10:30G. Even though I haven't taken it, because I have a ward here, look what I do now. I now think, okay, I just want to clear all my camps, recycle them, and then I want to basically invade them here. I know it's red buff spawning and I'm winning, so instead of doing my bossy camps, I actually invade him here. So I'm just killing the cards here real quick, chopping him. And after he dies here, I'm taking his red buff here. I'm taking his golems here. I'm taking the mark here. And because I know the camp's around 10:30, what do? Pause the video right now. Pause it. That's right. I just don't take my bossy camps here. I instantly base, I hope. Yes, thank you. And now, because I know his camps are spawning here, boom. I instantly go here. Cards made a top lane play. And now, I know as well with this full vision, he cannot take this. He cannot take this, because I'm on top side. I'm instantly in the top side here, fighting Karthus, and I kill him. Because I timed his camp. And now, my mark even spawns here. And I take the mark here on top of that. Because I'm in Narnia as well, right? If enemy overextends, I kill them. I'm just repeating the cycle. I time his camps, I just base, I clear bot the top, I think. I take Drake, because I mean, I can take the Drake and still make the time. So you can see here, boom. I'm taking Drake, sprinting there, because I timed his camp. There's 2 camps here. And because I'm invading topside here, right? He can never invade my topside. So he's only taking one quadrant. So once again, because I'm instantly on the spawn here, he's dead again. And now I take his topside camps. And because I'm in Narnia as well, because, well, top lane is now low, I kill the enemy Nasus. Simply because I'm just joining my team in Narnia, and I'm more available for opportunities, as you can see. Now I take his camps again, I make a mid lane play, I literally push him off bot side here again, I just jump over the wall and kill him. And just so you know, this is actually like a Master Plus lobby. I'm not like playing an Omega low, it's still like decent high elo, right? Master elo. And now because I timed this camp, 16, well, I died here. Look what I do. I instantly take my topside camps. I know it's 16. So after I can only take red buff, I think. So after I take red buff here, you see, boom, I'm instantly on spawn again. This is something that might happen to you too, which is that instead of invading, you went for a gank. After you go for a gank, you kind of use your turn to kill top lane. So now you can't invade, right? But even though I haven't taken the camp, you can do the Narnia V2 strategy. Timed in your head. Now it's like 18:20. So even though I haven't taken it, I can do the exact same thing. I can here take the objective, clear my bossy camps, go back to his topside camps. But you can see here basically how I'm like always be able to like be at the right place at the right time. And towards the end of the game, I think the enemy cards was like 4 levels down or something, I think. He was like really far behind. He did not have a good time. Hopefully you understand like the Narnia V1 and Narnia V2 strategy. If you know how to do it, know when to do it, the conditions, I'm telling you, you're gonna smurf so hard and enemy team will be so mad. That is it for the Narnia V2. And last but not least, if you watched till the end, thank you so much for watching, and I really appreciate the support, and I really hope that with my strategies you guys can climb and get good results. If you like the videos, leave a like and subscribe. I just really appreciate you guys, and I wish you all a nice day and have a good one. Peace.